Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Mathematics class for Standard 6th, Chapter 1, Knowing Our Numbers, Part 5. Students, what you are going to learn from this video? In this video, you will be learning the solutions of the sums which are there in your exercise 1.3. In the earlier videos, we have already seen the solutions and the concept behind the exercises given as 1.1 and 1.2. 1.2, which was all based on the number stories, you have to identify that which concept you are going to apply, that you have already learned. So now let us begin with something rounding off to the nearest tens, hundreds and thousands, such kinds of estimations. So let us begin. Students, your 1.3 exercise begins with the first question like this. You have to estimate each of the following using the general rule. That means you have to follow the rounding off to the nearest ones. That is the general rule. Now we are going to see the first question A. Question is 730 plus 998. So let us round off first of all 730. Rounding off to 730 to the nearest 100. Now as you know, 730 lie between 700 and 800. So 740 is the limit where it is very close to 700, and after 740, that is from 750 onwards, the numbers are nearest to 800. So this is above the limit, that is it is less than 740, and that's why this 730 is nearest or very close to the round hundreds, that is 700s. In the similar manner, 998 lie between 900 and 1000. As we know, the middle limit is actually ends on 940. If the number would have been less than 940, then we would have rounded it off to 900. But as this is above 950, so the nearest to 998, this number is very close to 1000, and that's why we write the rounding off to nearest 100 as 1000. Now we were actually adding 730 and 998. So what we are going to do? We are going to add the nearest hundreds of these twos, that is 700 plus 1000. The answer is 1700. So this is how you are going to estimate the questions. Students, now B will be done by you. I am going to explain next question number question number C. The question is 12,904 being added to 2,888. Students, let us first of all round off 12,904 to the nearest 1000. As you know, this number is 904. So this 900 is lying between 900 and thousands, right? But as we are going to nearest it off, we are going to round it off to thousands. So the numbers lie between 1200 to 1300. 12,000 to 13,000. So 12,000 will begin, and the limit in the middle will lie 12,400. If it would have been 12,400, then we would have rounded it off to 12,000. But as it is below 12,500, it is very close to 13,000. So the nearest 1,000 will be 13,000. Now the next number is 2,888. As the number is going to be rounded off to the nearest 1,000, we know that 2,888 lie between 2,000 and 3,000. And the middle limit is 2,400, but it is beyond that. So we are very close to 3,000. So the rounding of 2,888 will be 3,000. Now these two numbers were actually being going to added. So what we are going to do? We are going to add the nearest thousands of these two numbers. That is 13,000 plus 3,000 will give you total of 16,000. Students, the D question also will be done by you. Now the next question is number 2 of your exercise 1.3. Give a rough estimate by rounding off to nearest 100 and also a closure estimate by rounding off to nearest tens. Students, this means you are going to do each sum 2 times. One time we will be rounding off to the nearest hundreds, and second time we will be rounding off to the nearest tens. Okay students, so let us move. The first question is 439 plus 334 plus 4,317. We are going to do the rough estimate by rounding each of these numbers to the nearest hundreds. 439 lie between 400 and 500, and the middle limit ends, that is the nearest to 400 is 440, and nearest to 500 will be 450 onwards. So this is less than 440. So it is rounded off to nearest 100, that is 400. Now 334 lie between 300 and 400. And 340 is the middle limit. If it is 340, the number is less than 340, then it is rounded off to 300. And if it is more than 340, then it is rounded off to 300. So let us now look this number. This is 334 less than 340. So it will be rounded off to 300. 4,317, as we are rounding it off to hundreds, we are going to write 4,000 as it is. So let's think about 317. It is lying between 300 and 400, and as it is less than 340, so we are going to round it off to 300. That means the number is totally going to round it off as 4,300, like this. Now we were adding all these numbers, so whatever rounding off to hundreds we have done, we are going to add them like this. After adding 400 plus 300, that is 700, plus 300 is 1000, and this 1000 will get added to 4. So the complete answer is 5,000. Now let us do the same sum as a closure estimate by rounding it off to the nearest tens. Now this 439. So if it is 39, we are going to see only the tens. We are going to write the number of hundreds as it is. 39 lie between 30 and 40. Okay, it is very close to 40, so we will be writing as 440. 300 will be written as it is. Now let us look towards the tens and ones, that is 34. 34 is lying between 30 and 40, and 34 is actually the middle limit, which tells that the numbers which are less than or equal to 34 will be rounded off to 30. So 330 will be written for 334. Now let us look towards 17, because we are rounding it off to only tens. So the numbers at the place of thousands and hundreds, that is 4 and 3, will be written as it is. We are going to round off only tens and ones. 17. Number lie between 10 and 20, and 17 is very close to 20. So we will be writing 4,320. Now let us add all of them. After adding, we get number 5090. Among the nearest hundreds and the nearest tens, this number, the nearest tens, will be very close to the correct answer. Understood? This is why it is called as closure estimate. Okay students, now let us move on to the question B. Here the number given is 1,08,734 being subtracted with 47,599. Now take a rough estimate by rounding off to the nearest hundreds. So let us talk about 1,08,734. As we are rounding it off to nearest hundreds, the numbers which are there in the place of lakhs and thousands will be written as it is. We are going to just look 734. 734, 700 and 800. These are the two upper and lower limits of this number. As 34 is very close to 700, we are going to write this as 1,08,700. Now let us talk about 47,599. As the number in the place of 1000 is written as it is, we are going to write 47 as it is. Think about rounding off to hundreds. So 599 lie between the numbers 500 and 600, and as 599 is very close to 600, so we are going to write this as 47,600. Now let us do the subtraction of this two. After subtracting, the number we get is 61,100. Now student, let us do the same question by taking a closure estimate. And how you can take a closure estimate? You can take the closure estimate by rounding off the numbers to nearest tens, so that we can get very close by answer to the actual answer. So let us now round off to the nearest 10. So the students, the numbers which are there in the place of lakhs, thousands and hundred will be written as it is. We will be rounding only 34. 34 lie between 30 and 40, and it is very close to 30, so we are going to write 1,08,730. Now 47,500 will be written as it is, as we are rounding it off to 99. 99 lie between 90 and 100. It is very close to 100. So in the place of 99, if we write 100, automatically this 500 will become 600, and the number is 47,600. After subtracting these two, we get a very close by answer to the actual answer, and that is 61,130. Students, I hope you are understanding what actually I'm trying to explain it to you, how to round it off. Now students, let us move on to the next question of the same exercise, that is number third one. Now addition and subtractions are done. Now it's time to go for the operation of multiplication. Estimate the following products. Products means all multiplications using general rule. So wherever we will find the closest tens and closest hundreds, that we are going to follow. Now let us first of all look toward question A. 578 is very close to, if you are going to see the round off of 70 and 80, right, it is 580. So 580 it comes, and 580 is very close to 600. So we are going to write 578 as nearest hundreds to 600. Total we are going to write for this. Now look toward this. This is 61. 61, if we are going to round it off, it is between 60 and 70. Right? So 170 we round it off. First of all, we round it off towards tens. As we round it off towards 10, 170 comes, and 170 lie between 100 and 200, and 170 is very close to 200. So in the place of 161 we will be writing 200. So for this it is 600, and for this it is 200. Multiply 600 and 200, and your answer comes as, yes, 1,20,000. Now the next question also we are going to do in the similar manner. First of all, let us see towards the tens. 80 and 90. These are the two upper and lower limit of 81. And 81 is very close to 80. So we round it off to 80. So it becomes 280. 280 is very close to 300. So we are going to write 5300. Now 53, that means 5300. It lie between 5000 and 600, 6000. So 5300 is very close to 5000. So we are going to round it off to the closest one, that is 5000. Now let us talk about this one. 91. 91 is very close to, correct, 100. So if we add this 100 to this, it becomes 3500, and 3500, that is 3500. So 500 comes very close to 4000, or right. So what we are going to do, if we go to 3, 5 and up, right, then we are going to get a long answer, because still we have not crossed 500. It's a rough estimate, right? So we are going to take 3500, or else you may take 3000, the nearest 1000. So when you're going to multiply this, you are going to get 1,50,000. But if you are going to multiply with 3500, that is 3500, you will be very close to the answer. That is, answer will be 1 crore 75 lakh, and this will be the very close by answer. So you may take 3500 in the place of 3000. In my live classes, I have taken 3500 as this limit. Okay? To get the closest answer. Fine. Now the next question is 1291. It will be very close to 1300, and 592 very close to 600. Let us multiply them. The answer is 7,80,000. The last question is 9250, very close to 9000. So we round it off to 9000, and 29 is very close to 30. We round it off to 30. Now multiply them. The answer is 2,70,000. I hope, student, you have understood this whole exercise of 1.3. I'm going to send the PDF also in 2 parts, so that all the sums you may write it properly, neatly, with ample of time. Okay, students, thank you for watching the video. We are going to meet soon with another exercise. Till then, have a nice day ahead. Goodbye.